afternoon was still wrapped in quiet sunlight, and the warmth of my coffee lingered between my hands. Outside the cafe window, the city moved without hesitation, as though every street already knew where the day would end. People crossed the intersection with familiar footsteps. Cars slipped through the light, and conversations drifted away, while the sky above slowly gathered a softer shade of gray that no one seemed to notice except the empty chair beside me. Then the first raindrop found the glass. It arrived without warning, leaving behind a tiny circle that shimmered for a moment before quietly disappearing into another. Soon a second one followed, then another, until the window began to tell a different story from the one unfolding outside. The streets never stopped moving, yet everything somehow became slower. Traffic lights glowed a little longer, reflections stretched across the pavement, and umbrellas bloomed like flowers in places where there had been only sunlight a moment before. I watched the rain write gentle lines across the window, each drop choosing its own path, never rushing, never asking where it should go. The sound was almost too soft to hear, but it filled every quiet corner of the room more completely than words ever could. There was nowhere else I wanted to be. The coffee cooled slowly, the pages of my book remained unread, and the music above my head blended with the rhythm outside. For the first time all day, I stopped looking at the clock and simply listened to the afternoon becoming rain. Perhaps every peaceful memory begins with a moment no one expects, not with sunshine nor with perfect skies, but with the gentle courage of the very first raindrop touching the window and inviting the whole world to slow down together. The window had forgotten how to be transparent. Every drop of rain carried a different piece of the afternoon, blurring the buildings into quiet colors and stretching the city into something softer than before. I could still see people moving, though their faces disappeared behind silver lines. Umbrellas drifted slowly across the sidewalks, like little boats floating through an endless river, while the traffic became nothing more than scattered lights beneath the rain. The cup beside me released gentle waves of steam, rising into the quiet space between the music and the weather. No one inside the cafe seemed to speak very loudly. Even laughter arrived with softer edges, as if everyone understood that the rain deserved to be heard. I traced one small raindrop with my eyes as it wandered across the glass, meeting another, changing direction, becoming part of a larger path, without ever losing its own beginning. Some afternoons ask us to keep moving, others quietly invite us to stay. This was one of those rare moments when doing nothing felt complete, when another sip of coffee was enough to fill the next few minutes, and watching the rain became the only place my thoughts wanted to go. Outside, the city continued its endless conversation, but here, behind a window full of rain, time rested gently beside me. I didn't need the clouds to leave or the streets to become bright again. Sometimes the most beautiful view is the one you can barely see, hidden behind 1,000 tiny raindrops that turn an ordinary day into a memory worth keeping. The cup arrived just before the rain found its rhythm, sending quiet ribbons of steam into the cooling afternoon. Someone opened the cafe door, bringing in the scent of wet streets that had only begun to greet the coming storm. Outside, the clouds gathered without hurry. The trees along the sidewalk swayed gently, and the first umbrellas appeared like small promises unfolding across the city. I wrapped both hands around the warm ceramic, letting the heat settle into my fingers, while the window slowly exchanged sunlight for silver reflections. Nothing asked to be rushed, not the weather, not the music, this quiet place where time seemed content to linger. The coffee carried hints of chocolate and roasted almonds, soft and familiar. The kind of warmth that asks for nothing except another peaceful breath. The room filled with gentle conversations, the turning of pages, the quiet clink of porcelain, each sound finding its place beside the falling rain. By the time the sky finally opened, I was already exactly where I wanted to be. Some afternoons never become unforgettable because of what happened outside, but because of the simple comfort waiting inside a warm cup of coffee just before the storm began. The rain had settled into the afternoon, steady enough to soften every sound outside. From my seat beside the window, I watched umbrellas passing one by one, each moving at its own quiet pace, each disappearing into another corner of the city. Some were bright against the gray sky, others blended into the streets, until only their reflections remained upon the rain-soaked pavement. No one seemed to be in a hurry. Even the traffic paused, as though the weather had gently asked the whole city to breathe a little slower. The cafe wrapped itself in the gentle rhythm of cups and conversations. Coffee steamed quietly across nearby tables, pages turned without a sound, and a familiar melody drifted through the room, like an old friend who never needed to say much. I wondered where those umbrellas were going, what kind of days they were carrying, what thoughts stayed hidden beneath their quiet colors. Perhaps someone was walking home, perhaps someone had nowhere special to be, choosing the longer street simply because the rain made it beautiful. The window became a frame, and every passing umbrella was another small story, painted for only a moment. Before I realized it, I had stopped counting the minutes and started watching the rain, as though it had all the time in the world. Some afternoons leave us with memories, not because anything extraordinary happened, but because ordinary moments were gentle enough to stay with us long after the rain was gone. The lights came on long before the evening arrived, casting quiet circles across wooden tables where half-finished coffees slowly cooled. Outside the rain kept falling without asking anyone to stop. The street shimmered beneath passing headlights, while the windows carried 1,000 tiny reflections that changed with every drop. Inside, everything felt wonderfully unhurried. Someone stirred a cup of coffee. Someone smiled over an open book. A soft melody drifted through the room, never asking for attention, only filling the spaces between the rain and the silence. The warm light softened every corner, turning ordinary chairs into places worth staying, and familiar conversations into something almost musical. Even the empty tables seemed to be waiting patiently for another quiet story to arrive. I wrapped my hands around the cup, watching the steam disappear into the golden light above. There was comfort in not needing to be anywhere else, in letting the evening come, one gentle moment at a time. Perhaps peace is never very loud. Perhaps it always begins with a warm room, a rainy window, and a table that quietly saves a place for someone who simply needs a little time to rest. The rain had wandered into every corner of the little street beyond the cafe, leaving the stones beneath my feet shining like tiny mirrors that borrowed their light from an evening sky too gentle to disappear. busy roads were somewhere far away. Here, only quiet footsteps remained, slow enough to hear the water gathering between the cracks of the old pavement. A bicycle rested beside a wooden fence, its wheels still holding drops of rain. Window lights began to glow one by one, each home quietly welcoming another ordinary evening. The air carried the scent of wet leaves and fresh coffee drifting through an open doorway. Nothing felt unfinished, nothing asked to be hurried. Even the wind seemed happy to move a little slower through the sleeping street. I followed the reflections without thinking about where they would end. Sometimes the smallest roads lead us to the quietest moments where nothing remarkable happens, yet everything feels exactly as it should. By the time the clouds began to grow lighter, the street had already become a memory I wanted to keep, a place where the rain never felt lonely, only peaceful enough to make the whole evening feel a little closer to home. First note arrived before anyone said a word. Somewhere behind the shelves, an old record began to turn, filling the room with a melody that sounded as though it had been waiting for a rainy afternoon like this. Steam drifted slowly from the cup resting between my hands, curling into the warm light before quietly disappearing. It never hurried, it simply rose as naturally as the music finding every corner of the little cafe. Outside, the rain tapped softly against the window, never asking to be louder than the song inside. The streets carried on, but from where I sat, the whole city seemed to move in perfect time, with the gentle rhythm of the record. Someone smiled across the room Another page quietly turned. The barista polished a cup, placing it carefully beside the machine, as though every small sound belonged to the music. I lifted my coffee, letting the warmth meet the cool afternoon. And for a moment, everything felt perfectly balanced. The rain, the melody, the quiet conversations, and the simple comfort of staying exactly where I was. Long after the song would end, I knew I would remember not the weather nor the passing hours, but the quiet ribbon of steam rising above a warm cup, while the music gently reminded me that peaceful moments never ask to be noticed. The rain had painted the window with 1,000 quiet lines, until the city beyond became nothing more than gentle colors drifting together. Buildings melted into the evening. Streetlights floated like distant stars, and every passing shadow felt less like a stranger than a story waiting to be imagined. I could no longer tell where the streets ended and the reflections began. The world outside had traded its sharp edges for something softer, something kinder, something that asked nothing of me. A warm cup rested quietly beside my hands, its fading steam rising like thoughts that never needed words. The music wandered gently through the room, finding empty spaces where silence had always belonged. Somewhere beyond the glass, someone hurried to catch a bus. Someone laughed beneath a shared umbrella. Someone looked up at the rain for reasons only they would understand. I never needed to know their names. Sometimes distance allows ordinary moments the evening settled over the quiet city, I realized that not every window is meant to show us the world clearly. Some windows exist only to remind us that the most peaceful memories are often softened by a little rain, a little music, and the quiet freedom to simply wonder what waits beyond the glass. Morning had long disappeared, yet the city never rushed into the evening. The rain seemed to rewrite its rhythm, asking every street, every passing light, and every quiet corner to move a little more gently than before. Cars rolled through silver reflections, never breaking the calm that settled over the soaked pavement. People crossed the streets with umbrellas leaning softly into the wind, their footsteps slower, their conversation shorter, their thoughts somewhere beyond the weather. Inside the cafe, nothing needed to change. The coffee stayed warm, the music stayed low. The window carried the same quiet rain, but somehow the whole afternoon felt different. I watched the traffic lights change from red to green, then back again without feeling the need to measure the passing time. For once, the city wasn't asking anyone to arrive sooner. The rain had given everyone a small reason to pause, a reason to breathe, a reason to look around instead of looking ahead. Perhaps every city has another heartbeat hidden beneath the noise, waiting for the rain to bring it back. As the evening settled quietly, I realized that nothing outside had truly become slower. Only my heart had finally found the same gentle rhythm the city had been keeping all along. When the evening quietly settled, the city began speaking through reflections instead of words. Every street light found another life upon the rain-covered road. stretching long ribbons of gold that move gently with every passing breeze. Cars no longer hurried, their headlights drifted slowly, painting soft trails across the pavement before fading into another corner of the quiet evening. Inside the cafe, the music rested like a familiar conversation that never needed to become louder. A warm cup waited beside me, sending quiet waves of steam toward the glowing window. Beyond the glass, the city shimmered as though rain had borrowed every light it could find. Nothing looked perfectly clear, yet everything somehow felt more beautiful. Because it wasn't, I stayed where I was, watching reflections appear and disappear, without trying to hold them. Some moments are meant only to be witnessed, never collected, never explained. Perhaps beauty has always lived between certainty and blur, between the falling rain and the lights that choose to shine through it. Long after the streets grew quieter, their reflections remained, floating gently across the evening, reminding me that even the darkest skies can carry enough light to guide us home. The rain showed no sign of leaving, and for the first time, neither did I. Outside the window, cars passed like distant whispers, their lights melting into the wet streets, before quietly disappearing into the evening. No one seemed to mind that the sky had forgotten its blue. The coffee had grown cooler, but it still carried the comfort of unhurried moments across the room. Someone folded a newspaper, someone smiled into a warm conversation, and somewhere behind the counter, another cup was gently placed upon the wooden bar. The rain continued without asking for attention. It simply existed, steady, patient, never trying to become more beautiful than it already already was. I looked at the clock and realized I had stopped waiting, not for the weather, not for the streets to dry, not even for the evening to end. Some days are not meant to be hurried through. Some songs are not meant to be skipped. Some rain is not meant to be escaped. It is simply meant to become part of the moment, like the quiet music, the fading light, and the soft warmth of one more cup of coffee. When the rain finally decided to leave, I almost wished it would stay just a little longer, because somewhere between the falling drops and the quiet room, I had already found everything I came looking for. The rain had almost become invisible, leaving only quiet reflections resting across the streets. Every step I took found another piece of light stretching beneath my feet, before gently breaking apart inside a shallow puddle. The city no longer felt unfamiliar. Its buildings stood quietly, their windows glowing like distant conversations I didn't need to hear. Someone walked past without looking up. Someone waited beneath a small umbrella. Someone disappeared around the corner, leaving only ripples behind. I paused for a moment, watching my own reflection meet the evening lights. The water never held my face for long. Each passing breeze softly carried it away, making room for another quiet beginning. There was something comforting about the way reflections never stayed. They reminded me that every passing moment was beautiful, because it was temporary. The rain didn't erase the city, it simply offered another way to see it. And perhaps we are not so different. Some days we move forward, some days we simply become another across a rain-soaked road, leaving behind just enough light for someone else to notice. The seat beside the window had been waiting all afternoon, holding the last warmth of the fading day, while the evening slowly unfolded beyond the glass. Rain drifted gently through the streets, never loud enough to interrupt the quiet conversations that floated softly across the cafe. Every table carried its own little story, spoken between coffee cups, half-finished books, and patient moments that asked for nothing more. The lights outside began to bloom one by one, turning every raindrop into a tiny lantern that shimmered for only a heartbeat before becoming another reflection upon the wet pavement. I rested my hands around the familiar warmth of my cup, watching the city lose its sharp edges and become something softer, something that belonged to the music more than the noise. There was no reason to leave, the rain had already written its quiet invitation across every window in the room. The evening wasn't asking for plans or destinations, only a little time to sit still and let another song find its way into the heart. Long after the coffee had grown cool, I remained by the window, grateful for a day that never hurried, for a city that became more beautiful every time the rain returned. Voices around me never asked to be understood. They floated gently through the room, soft enough to become another part of the rain. Someone laughed quietly, someone answered with a smile, and somewhere near the window a cup was placed upon the wooden table with the smallest sound. Outside, the evening carried its silver reflections across the streets, while inside the cafe gathered its own little weather wasn't listening to anyone in particular. The conversations became gentle colors blending together like raindrops meeting on the glass. There was comfort in not knowing every story. Some moments didn't need words. Some feelings didn't need explanations. The room breathed at its own quiet pace, and somehow my thoughts followed. Another page turned, another cup arrived, another song began. Nothing extraordinary happened, yet the evening felt complete. Perhaps peace is simply this: the sound of rain, voices drifting softly, and the feeling that for a little while the world has forgotten to hurry. The coffee was no longer fresh, yet the warmth still lingered between my hands, as though the afternoon had decided not to leave just yet. Outside, the rain had settled into a quieter rhythm. The streets no longer shimmer with hurried footsteps, only gentle reflections moving slowly beneath the evening lights. No one in the cafe seemed to be watching the clock. A page turned, a chair moved softly. Someone thanked the barista before disappearing into the rain again. The music stayed close, never louder than the weather, never asking to become the center of the room. It simply filled the quiet spaces between each fallen drop. I lifted the cup and found that it was still warm enough. Not because the coffee had refused to cool, but because I had finally slowed down enough to notice it. Sometimes peace arrives without announcing itself. It waits patiently inside ordinary moments. A familiar melody, a rainy window, a half-finished cup, and an evening that quietly reminds us there is nowhere else we need to be. Long after the last sip was gone, the warmth remained. Not in the coffee, but in the moment that chose to stay. I reached for my coat, thinking the evening had already given me everything it could. The chair beside the table stood quietly, the empty cup no longer asking for another refill, and the little room had settled into its familiar rhythm. Then another melody began. It wasn't louder than the ones before. It didn't ask to be remembered. It simply arrived at exactly the right moment, as though it had been waiting for someone who wasn't quite ready to leave. The streets outside could wait a little longer. The night would still be there. Some songs have a way of changing the pace of an ordinary day, not by asking us to feel more, but by gently reminding us to feel enough. Around me, the room remained beautifully unchanged. Pages turned, soft footsteps crossed the wooden floor. A quiet smile appeared between two old friends. Nothing extraordinary happened, yet everything felt complete. I stayed until the final note slowly disappeared into the evening, not because I needed one more cup, but because one more song felt like the perfect ending to a day I wasn't ready to say goodbye to. The cafe door closed softly behind me, leaving one last melody floating somewhere inside, while the evening welcomed me with cool air and quiet streets. Between the buildings, the sky became a narrow ribbon, and tiny drops wandered down through the space above, catching the glow of distant signs before disappearing into the pavement. The sidewalks carried a slower rhythm now. Every step found another reflection, another quiet light, another reason to keep walking without thinking about tomorrow. A bicycle rested beneath an old tree. A small bookstore left its lamp glowing for whoever might still wander in. Somewhere above, a single apartment window held the warm color of someone already home. Nothing called for attention. The city seemed content to breathe in silence, letting every familiar street feel quietly new again. I followed the road without counting the distance. Some evenings don't ask where you're going. They simply remind you that there is beauty in the space between places, where the lights grow softer, the footsteps grow lighter, and the night slowly unfolds, one peaceful block at a time. By the time I reach the next corner, the music was no longer behind me. It had become part of the city itself. Grown quieter than anyone seemed to notice. The cafes were dimming their lights. The sidewalks carried fewer footsteps, and the city slowly folded another ordinary day into the night. Then a yellow taxi glided through the street, its headlights stretching across the rain-dark pavement like a quiet ribbon, leading somewhere unseen. For just a moment, its golden reflection became brighter than every sign above, before melting gently into the moving road behind it. Someone raised a hand, someone opened a door, someone disappeared into the warm light inside. The taxi moved on, never asking who was watching, never staying long enough to become more than a passing memory. The streets remained still, holding only the fading glow it had left behind. I stood there without taking another step, letting the city finish its own quiet sentence. Some journeys begin with a destination, others begin the moment we stop trying to hurry home. The yellow light grew smaller at the end of the street, until it became nothing more than another gentle star resting quietly inside the evening. And somehow that was enough to make the whole city feel it at peace. The streets had almost fallen silent, holding only the soft echoes of footsteps fading into the night. Behind me, the city carried on with its quiet lights and familiar corners, never asking me to stay any longer. Ahead, a single porch light waited without hurry, spilling its warm glow across the little path that always led me home. The air felt lighter now, cool against my face, carrying the gentle scent of trees resting after the day. The world no longer seemed distant. Every familiar corner welcomed me back without a single word. I walked more slowly than I usually would, not because I was tired, but because some evenings deserve to last just a little longer. The houses stood quietly, their windows glowing softly, holding dinners, laughter, unfinished conversations, and all the ordinary moments that make a place feel like home. Nothing remarkable happened along that final street. No grand ending, no perfect goodbye, only the quiet comfort of knowing I had somewhere to return. When I finally reached the door, I looked back once more. The city lights were already far away, but their gentle glow still rested quietly inside my heart. And somehow I knew this evening would stay with me long after the night had passed. The streets had grown quiet without anyone asking them to. One by one, the familiar sounds of the evening slipped gently into silence, until even the city seemed ready to close its eyes. The clouds drifted slowly, no longer carrying the weight they had held throughout the day. Somewhere above, the last drops rested softly upon the rooftops, waiting only for the wind to carry them home. The lights along the streets still glowed with quiet kindness, reflecting faintly on stones that remembered the footsteps of countless strangers, all now safely on their way. Nothing needed to happen anymore. No final conversation, no last train, no hurried footsteps crossing another intersection. Only the peaceful feeling that every journey had arrived exactly where it belonged. I stood for a moment, breathing the cool midnight air, listening to a silence that felt fuller than any song. Perhaps the rain never truly leaves. Perhaps it simply falls asleep, resting somewhere between tomorrow's sky and yesterday's memories. As I turned toward home, the night smiled quietly, holding the last gentle light until morning would arrive. And somewhere beyond every rooftop, beyond every quiet